in here? Everybody voice exercises.
Lally lulelo.
Seashells by the seashore.
The lips, the teeth, the tip of the tongue. The lips, the teeth, the tip of the tongue. All right.
Becky bought a brick house. Ow.
All right. All right. Welcome everyone to the Darkroom Vidyacast. We're coming to you pre-recorded from Hagen's my room. That's me. I'm Hagen. Well, it's pre-recorded. We recorded it before this comes out. So if you're listening to this, you've already missed the chance to hear it live.
Brought to you by
guys.
Little Caesars. It's bow time.
It's all right. Yes. So that's BJ. Say hello, BJ.
BJ.
Josh is here.
Hi, I'm Josh.
Blake is here.
How you doing?
Blake is here. And unfortunately, Michael could not make it. We reached out to him, but his agent said that you know,
There were rats in
It's the
his
same
room.
thing with Matt.
biting
Matt,
him.
I tried to get Matt here, but he died.
Yeah. Rest in peace, Matt.
God rest his soul.
All right. All right. So yeah, this is episode 1 of the Darkroom Vidya. The first episode ever. So if you're
Well, we're going to come out with episode Code Veronica.
yeah, Code Veronica comes out,
And then 3 is Nemesis.
Yeah, Nemesis. Yeah. What was the? Did you guys ever play that? There was a Game Boy Resident Evil game.
Gaiden.
Yeah, Resident Evil Gaiden.
Resident Evil
Gaiden.
Gaiden, starring Ryu Hayabusa.
Resident Evil Ghost Babel. So yeah, we're you know just we're hanging out playing video games. That's what this podcast is about, I guess.
about
Shotgun
video,
Monster.
Shotgun Monster.
What is that?
That's the Doom trailer.
That's the, oh yeah. All right, so let's just get into right into what have we been playing this week.
Shotgun Monster.
You have
Shotgun
not been
Monster.
playing Shotgun Monster. It doesn't exist
I've
yet.
been playing Payday 2, nothing else.
That's
All right,
true. I
so
think
you
that's
played
true.
Payday 2? How's Payday
No,
2 going?
You played other things.
How's
What did I play?
You played Resident Evil 4 and Metroid Prime. You shit.
I didn't play Metroid Prime.
Okay, that's
I
true.
played
He is right about that.
Let's separate work from okay?
All right, yes. You know, let's just leave that all at the door. Like, we don't need to bring in our Let's Plays into this thing, man.
Keep work at work.
Part of the channel.
Is it?
This
Is
is
This is part of the
Okay,
channel.
Okay, cool. Yeah. All right, I agree.
I mean,
It went up on the channel.
So you've been playing Payday 2. How's Payday 2 going? Tell me about Payday 2.
You fucking know how Payday 2 is.
Just tell me about it. What is Payday 2?
It's like that game.
It's a video game.
Yeah,
you know.
game.
One video game.
Now, what do you do in this
It's like
game?
okay, listen, like it's okay, like think of like a game like Street
How many
Fighter.
fucking times did you just say like in that
It's like
It's like
you know,
Street
it's like a
Fighter
roguelike.
mixed
I
with,
guess,
it's sort of a roguelike.
Mm-hmm.
Kind
mixed
of.
with Jet Grind Radio.
Well, I mean, I'm going to stop you
yeah.
there. It is kind of like a roguelike.
I mean,
especially if you play
In the sense
on
that everything, it's not procedurally generated, but every time is different when you play it.
it's Left 4 Dead, but instead you're a criminal.
Okay.
Yeah,
Pretty much.
map switch
Right.
up every time. It's cool.
Yeah.
Well, you choose. Well, yeah, I've been playing a lot of Payday 2 with you guys, or some. You know, I mean, my schedule. You know, I just let's not get even start with. But yeah, so I really enjoy that game. That game is more fun than Payday 1, I think.
Oh, God.
Yeah. Payday 1.
I really enjoyed.
I went back and played Payday 1 the other day, and good God.
I really enjoyed that game,
yeah.
but it is a lot simpler and a lot more.
Well,
It's dated compared to Payday.
the thing about Payday 1 is, like, every mission is just, like, you have to follow that parameter. Like, there's
Right.
not, like, stealthing or anything. Like, if this is,
Right.
like, rob a bank, okay, you're going loud on this mission. There's
Yeah.
no stealthing. There's no
Totally.
trees or anything to do that.
You don't get to choose like what to do at this door. It just tells you got to put a drill here. You can't like shape charge it or lockpick
Right.
it. That's just the mission telling you what to do. That's changed to Payday 2.
Payday 2
You
is
can have different builds to do different stuff.
It's so much. There's so
Yeah.
much more in Payday.
So many different options.
Like it has that RPG stuff that Payday 1 didn't have at all.
You can build your characters up around their skills.
Yeah, exactly. But I did like Payday 1, and
I
Payday 2
do
is
too.
fun. It is kind of a different spin on that kind of Left 4 Dead, kind of like, okay, you have like 4 players, or you have a group of small players, like, it's 4.
It's co-op. It's like pure
it's
co-op.
And, like, the single player is just not, you know what I mean? It's like Left 4 Dead. Like, single player Left 4 Dead was never that
Single
much fun.
player is just
Yeah.
multiplayer by yourself.
I will
Right.
tell you this. I soloed Shadow Raid on Death Wish twice.
Really?
I did once.
And I recorded one of them, and I will upload it on my channel sometime. So,
Okay, well, you don't
which
get
means
to-
it's never going up.
Yeah, it's never going up, of course. But yeah, so Josh, you've also been playing Payday 2?
Payday 2. But I've also been playing Skullgirls.
Skullgirls.
Trying to get good at fighting games. and that's a good fighting game. If you're looking for a good fighting game and like you're new to fighting games,
Right.
Skullgirls is a great pickup because it has probably one of the most in-depth tutorials I've ever seen in a fighting game. Like tell you like the mechanics and the rules, like, you know, this is just how you block this attack. This is how you block this attack. And let me show you how to string a bunch of combos together.
Right.
Sort of thing.
Combos.
Heavy combos, and I like that. Also, Valentine is my girl. She's number one.
Misfortune.
I haven't played Skullgirls since it came out, but I remember having a lot of fun with it.
Yeah, I really enjoy Skullgirls. The everything about that game is very well done.
Oh,
Like,
the art style is...
It's the
is
art, from the art to the mechanics to the like tutorial.
The characters.
The characters.
The characters all have different, like, their abilities are also different. Like, you don't feel like you're playing a clone.
When you contrast...
The only clone is probably, arguably, it's the girl who's, like purple Philia.
Yeah,
I forgot her
I know
name,
who you're
but...
talking about. Well, there's like her and that other character that just copies everyone's
Well, double.
moves.
That's what she is.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, when you contrast that to something like recent releases like Mortal Kombat X, Combat X, or like, you know, even Street Fighter, like Ultra, Street Fighter 4 or whatever, it's weird because, like, you know, Skullgirls was this like Kickstarter. Well, it kickstarted later. Like, it originally just came out where it was just like Skullgirls, right? Or did it have a Kickstarter?
Was it?
I feel like it was both.
It was kickstarted. I know that. I know it was kickstarted
at some point. Yeah.
At some point, but
they just put so much like
it's probably
stuff into that game.
probably like Yooka-Laylee in the sense that they were going to make the game anyway.
Right. Yeah.
But the money that they got from Kickstarter were able to give goals, like stretch goals, because like Yooka-Laylee was going to come out no matter what.
Right.
But they were going like. Kickstarter was used to add stretch goals to it.
Right.
But we're getting off the...
Yeah, but anyway,
we
when
can
you
talk about
contrast like that game and like the AAA fighting games, it's like there's so much care put into Skullgirls that it's like super...
It's
awesome.
endearing.
Like, it's endearing
to
and
play.
And like everything about it is just like there's little like touches, you know what I mean? Like with the combos and the characters and the movesets and stuff like that.
The designs are so unique too.
Yeah, totally.
Okay, like Philia, for instance. She's just a girl who has a parasite on the top of her head that looks like hair.
Yeah.
And,
it's not just like, you know,
it's not like... Here's girl in armor with sword.
Here's Booby Girl.
Here's Booby Girl. I mean, that is Skullgirls.
Well, yeah, but those characters are, like, not designed around that.
Around boobies.
It's like... You know what I mean? Especially like the Soul Calibur. You know what I mean? It's just like they introduce characters, and it's just like, here's Booby Girl. She has a different weapon than another person.
Than other Booby Girl.
But look at them jiggle bones.
You can move the controller up and down to bounce their boobs.
What was that?
How was Soul Calibur?
Soul Calibur, you think? I think
Metal Gear
I know.
Solid 4.
Yeah, Metal Gear Solid 4.
Metal Gear Solid
they
had that with Rose, but like I'm pretty sure it was Soul Calibur 4 because I'm pretty sure it was Ivy's boobs they were moving.
Yeah.
With
And
the
like I'm not saying like that art style, that kind of stuff is not bad. It's just like those characters are so bland.
Oh yeah, no, they don't have any. But like you look at a character like looking at somebody from like Soul Calibur or you know Street Fighter. Well, not to say like Street Fighter has bad characters, but there are some that are kind of like.
There are some characters that are just there to kind of be a pretty face, you know?
Oh yeah, even
like
some
Rufus.
of the guys.
Like Rufus.
Yeah, like Rufus.
But like Cerebellum is like she just has giant hands coming out of the top of her head that she can control.
Totally.
Like that's kind of cool.
It is cool.
Isn't it a hat?
It's a hat. Yeah, it is a hat, but she can control the hands coming out of it.
Yeah.
But also
I like Peacock.
Peacock is an interesting.
I like Big Band.
I don't have him.
I don't like.
I would love him.
Big Band's great. I remember when I was fighting BJ with Big Band, and I was just like doing like the symbols or something.
I'd
just
love
like
to have Big
constantly.
Band because I play against him all the time, and he's so like he has
he's
so
really
much
cool.
combo, like
Yeah.
everything he can do. But I like Eliza.
Eliza's cool.
Eliza is probably one. Eliza, Miss Valentine, and Philia. Those are my three.
Yeah.
If I pick three, if not, I'd go straight for Valentine.
I was like Misfortune of the.
I like Misfortune.
Misfortune was probably my main when I.
I
played.
wish BJ had Skullgirl so we could play it.
I have
It's
it
on
on
my wish list, so if you guys want to donate to my...
Well, we can
Yeah.
use my Steam account if we ever play it on there. But
I've
I
got it
don't
on
know.
PlayStation, but yeah, I never like bringing around. But anyway, so yeah, Skullgirls and
I finally am getting into the Witcher stuff. Started The Witcher 2. I managed to finally tweak the settings so so it doesn't run at like 10 frames a second. Yeah. Because even how old that game is, it is still a super demanding game.
Yeah.
Like, good God.
Yeah. And it was a lot worse when it came out.
Oh yeah, I can imagine. But like, it's like, I did not like that game at first. I don't know why.
It's super thick.
It is. I think that's the problem, because when I played the tutorial, anytime I did it, I always got so overwhelmed, because there's like, hey, you got to use these spells and you got to use these traps and stuff, but those things are optional, and
right,
I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
And so I go into it, and I finally, like, some of the things aren't optional. You're going to be drinking potions.
Yeah, you've got to meditate or whatever.
You have to
before
meditate
a fight.
and all that, and that's fine with me, because like, that's not as bad, because you're always picking up ingredients.
Totally.
I thought it was going to be different, but like, I finally got into the world. Like, I did the main story.
Yeah.
And I'm not too far. I'm in. I'm only on like chapter 2, and this is Witcher 2.
Right.
This isn't Witcher 3. And it hit me so good. I was like, good God.
Yeah.
This is an RPG that I've been wanting for so long,
totally.
and I don't know why I didn't play it sooner.
Yeah, the barrier to entry on that game is so, like, it does, like, the tutorial is just, like, throws all this stuff at you. Like, even the alchemy and whatever, like, there's so many different ingredients, and when I first saw that stuff, I was like, oh my God, there must be, like, billions of combinations of different things. But then you realize there's only, like, 3 categories.
Yeah.
Like, every alchemy item goes into one of those categories, and you can make potions, like, you know what I mean? Like,
and then you understand the trees better.
Yeah, the trees.
Yeah. And
like that.
Yeah, you just get the, what type of potion you need for this one situation or all these situations.
Mm-hmm.
And it gets a lot easier, but it feels a little overwhelming at first.
It did. Yeah. It really overwhelmed. But, like, it's so good.
Yeah, it's really good.
I played the tutorial, and the game wanted me to press the 9 key during combat, and I felt I was offended by that. So I quit.
Right, yeah.
I'm playing with a controller.
Yeah.
Simply because I don't like... I've said this before during me and BJ's Let's Plays. I don't like playing third-person games with a mouse and keyboard.
I'm probably going to have to play with a controller.
It's weird.
And it works well on a gamepad.
It does. The game works well. I like it.
It's designed like it has an Xbox 360 version, even though that version was shit, and it still is shit. I mean, they didn't patch it that much, but... yeah, originally, like, the thing I love about CD Projekt Red, it's pronounced CD Projekt Red, but they totally put a lot of work in those games after release. Like, the Assassins of Kings, like, Enhanced Edition, that is the version of Witcher 2 that you get now if you buy it, is just, like, super, everything's fixed in that game. Like, originally when that game came out, it ran a good bit worse. The control... was a lot worse. There wasn't half of, they added a shit ton of content and stuff like that. So yeah, they do a lot of work in those games. And I do love, like, I never beat The Witcher 2. I got about halfway through it, and then I was just like, okay, well, this is really fun and everything, and I really enjoyed the time. But then, like, some other game, I got sidetracked.
I feel that's gonna happen with me, because I'm in the first town of the game, and I have so many quests.
There's so many fucking quests.
And I don't just skip quests.
Right.
No. I don't do that.
It's the same syndrome that I get whenever I'm playing any other, like, massive RPG. Like, do you know how many times I've actually finished an Elder Scrolls game?
Yeah.
Probably once.
Yeah.
The 12 other times that I've played through or made a character, well, maybe, 10, 12, 300 hours.
Right.
Then I get bored and move on.
Yeah, totally.
Same with Fallout.
Totally. Yeah, I know that syndrome, man. I know that feeling. So you've been playing anything else, Josh?
Trying to, besides, casual scum League of Legends,
this is me shaking my head, man.
Yeah, I know. Trust me, I know. But it's just, I play it with Matt and some of our other friends, so.
We tried to play Killing Floor.
Yeah, we did. I felt kind of burned out on Payday 2 because we just played the shit out of it.
Yeah.
And so we tried to play Killing Floor.
The original Killing Floor?
Yeah. Not a fan.
I like Killing Floor.
Gotta say.
I only ever played it once, and that was, I think, you and me played it, BJ.
Yeah.
Way back in the day.
Personally,
you know what?
I'd like it with more people.
I think it would be more fun with.
You know what I like about Killing Floor? I like the weapons in that game.
Yeah, they're really satisfying.
They're so satisfying.
I will tell you that I agree with that.
Like, even the fucking, like, every gun in that game has, like, a gun feel that is really nice. It's like, you shoot something, and it just feels like you're shooting it. You know what I mean? It's like a lot of games. Like this is the problem I had with what is that shooter? It's great radio. Shooter. You know that shooter?
Yeah.
But it's a lot with a lot of games. You know what I mean? Like you handle weapons and they don't feel like they're weighty or like when you shoot stuff, it just
that's
feels
like Call of Duty.
Yeah.
The guns in Call of Duty don't feel like they have weight
yeah,
behind them.
Like but in Killing Floor, like every single weapon just feels like
Yeah, they do.
this is fucking good. You know what I mean?
Max Payne 3 has good.
Oh god.
Oh my
yeah.
god. That's
Max
Fear.
Yeah.
Fear
has great
Fear
guns.
is Fear. I wish that first-person shooters went the direction of Fear instead of Call of Duty.
Well, Fear won.
Fear won, yes, Fear won.
Fear got a little off the rails.
It did. But like, just it was so good.
Yeah.
Even without like the horror mechanics in that game,
Yeah.
like
I mean, it wasn't scary.
no,
it
but,
didn't.
but
It was
it-
more of a suspense
Yeah.
game than a
Thriller.
horror game.
Thriller.
Yeah.
But like even without those elements, I think as just a first-person shooter.
Totally.
That would've
I
been
thought that
like-
game was fun.
that
I
would've
never
been
beat
really
it,
good.
but like the guns and the AI and stuff in that game. Like the AI, like I forget. I wasn't talking, but I was listening to some podcast where they were talking about Fear, and it's not that the AI is super duper smart. It's just like it just has patterns. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it just recognizes what players do, which is
Yeah.
like AI never does. You know what I mean? A lot of the time, especially in a game. You know what I mean? Like we were talking about Call of Duty or something like that.
Yeah, they just shoot.
Yeah.
Hey,
like-
wave of enemies that'll run toward you until you kill them.
Yeah. But anyway,
But that's about. I think that's about all I played.
all right, cool. Blake, you been playing anything?
Other than Payday 2, I've actually started on The Witcher 3.
Really?
I didn't get more than like past the tutorial because I also started a new job this week, and so that means the only time I have off to play it is the same time that my dad wants to play it, since he is the one that bought the game.
Right. Sure.
But
What platform is that?
with I think PS4, yeah.
PS4.
Mm-hmm.
You should know because the buttons are different.
Yeah, exactly. I know.
Buttons
Take me
are
a second.
I'm just playing that.
But it's really good. I really love it so far. It looks amazing more
Yeah,
than anything.
I did notice from some of the coverage I watched, the PS4 and the Xbox One version had some frame rate stuff. Have you noticed any of that?
Yeah. Nothing that I've really noticed, but then again, I've also only just played the beginning. Like,
Right.
Yeah,
No.
have you gotten to the open world part of it?
no, I don't think. No, I haven't.
Yeah,
Like, I
Like-
played for less than an hour.
Yeah.
I feel like if I get The Witcher 3 on my computer, it'll run at like 5 frames.
The
a
thing
second.
is, okay, so I want to.
Is it optimized? You have it on PC, don't you?
Yes,
Is it
I have
optimized
on
well?
PC. It is optimized very well. The thing is that, you know what I mean? Like medium, man. Like medium is there. Like especially if you have
Well, that's
GeForce.
it.
You have
I'm-
the GeForce experience thing, right?
I'm playing on medium on Witcher 2, and I still get drops down to like 30 sometimes.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know. The thing that I was using, because there's just like there's so many options in those games because they are PC developed, games. Like I use the GeForce, what do you call it? The experience thing where they just auto set all the things for your video card.
Yeah.
So I was using that and I was having no problem running that thing at a flat 60. You know what I mean? I don't have the Hairworks or anything, but
Oh no, God no, God no.
you know what I mean?
I don't have that on Witcher 2.
And like yeah. So I mean, I play with VSync on too and stuff like that. But it was it's been running fine on my PC.
Okay.
In general, though, playing through it, I've just felt like it's a great it's really good as a third game, and it improves on the things that I didn't like in The Witcher 2.
Right.
And even though it's still kind of, from what I've seen, it's got the feeling of it's that third game.
Right.
A little
Yeah.
bit of it feels, a little dumbed down, but not in a bad way that you notice from some other sequels.
Yeah, it's. I was kind of. I watched on GameSpot. They had this thing where Danny O'Dwyer went to Poland to interview the CD Projekt Red, and they were talking about how like they wanted this to be a lot of people's introduction to the series. Just like you know what I mean, like a lot of new players because Witcher 1 especially, and The Witcher 2 to some extent, did push out a lot of players. Like when they started playing that, they were like, this is a little too...
I started Witcher 1 and I was like, nah, this is not for me.
I still can't get into Witcher 1.
So if you notice, like, on the Witcher 3 logo now, there's not a giant 3. It's just, like, 3 scratches. It just says, like, The Witchered Wild Hunt, and then there's, like, 3 scratches where it looks like a 3, but if you didn't know, like, you just saw the case at a game store or whatever, and you were like, oh, The Witcher Wild Hunt, whatever, that sounds like a cool fantasy game. I enjoyed, Dragon Age or whatever. And they dumbed it down a little bit, you can say that, but it was streamlining, you know what I mean? Just kind of changed the mechanics of it to where
I say that because it's more of like it's more of a buzzword that more people would understand.
I know,
but I don't say it in a negative way.
Totally.
Not like because it's not like how personally I feel Skyrim was dumbed down in comparison to Oblivion.
Right,
but
sure.
It's still really good at what it does. The main mechanics are there.
There is a difference between like dumbing down and streamlining.
Totally.
And this is just a personal thing for me. Like when you bring up Skyrim, I kind of feel like Skyrim did dumb down from Oblivion because they just took out skills or whatever. They took out things like that. But that doesn't necessarily make Skyrim a bad game.
Right.
No.
It's just,
Yeah, I mean, and you look at it like Skyrim is like 90% of people who have played Elder Scrolls games have played Skyrim before anything else, and even if they didn't get deeper into the series, because like that game was so open to like new players, you know what I mean?
Play the other Skyrims.
Yeah, nobody even played the other.
When's Skyrim 2 coming out?
Totally. Yeah.
I can't wait to see Skyrim 2 at E3. That's coming up.
Yeah, E3's coming up.
Oh, E3.
That'll be a whole section.
Oh yeah, we can talk about that. We can talk about that.
But yeah. So Witcher 3. Anything else?
No, nothing I can really. Well,
He's been busy.
We got I've only watched it, but earlier today, we got into that closed beta for the new Fable game.
Ooh. I didn't know that was happening.
Yeah.
Oh, what is that? Fable Legends? That 4-player co-op top-down thing?
Oh.
It was weird. I will say, it was
to me.
very weird because it's like, it's a completely different style game that uses the Fable name from what I've seen. And, like, it in no way feels like a Fable game.
And I feel I think it's one of those things like Assassin's Creed where they're just, like, using the brand to get more people to buy it. Because like, the Black Flag, I don't think that was originally even developed as a Assassin's Creed game. I may be wrong about that. Don't quote me on that.
Could be. Yeah.
I feel like they made it as another game, and Ubisoft was like, "Hey," or they took it the existing thing from Assassin's Creed 3, and they were like, "Hey, let's make a pirate game with this." And then Ubisoft was like, "Hey, let's shoehorn Assassin's Creed in there first, though. Make sure you do that."
It's possible. Yeah.
Maybe.
But yeah, it's like Peter Molyneux's not even at Lionhead anymore.
No, he's at 22 cans.
He's at 22 cans, and that's a whole nother pile of worms.
That's
a whole nother 22 cans of worms.
Let's not open that up on this episode.
Right,
Took it right out on.
Hey, he ended it. We can't top that.
But anyway, yeah. So like obviously, like he's not associated with that studio anymore.
No.
Microsoft owns that IP.
Yeah. So like now they're gonna milk it for everything that they can get for it, and then they're just gonna dump it when it's over.
And that's weird to me because like, when you look at games like The Witcher 3 or Dragon Age Inquisition, you think that they would look at that and go, huh, these games seem to be doing pretty well. Why don't we do that with Fable?
Yeah, it's just a thing.
Because I feel like Fable would work in a kind of like, a big open world kind of like, because like Fable's always been really closed off.
Totally. Yeah,
and I don't get that.
I mean, if you want to talk about a series that has gone in some weird directions and the third game was bad, you want to talk about Fable. But yeah, Fable, I think it's just like the name doesn't have as much cachet as it used to. Like, you know what I mean? With Fable 3, with Fable Connect, or whatever. And plus, like, when, like, those games take a lot of fucking money and time to make.
Yeah.
Like Skyrim, Dragon Age Inquisition, Wild Hunt. Like, all those games take years and years and millions and millions of dollars.
It never seems like anybody ever put them in the same caliber as those other games you listed, too.
Yeah.
Which I think sucks because I love the first Fable. I was a big fan of the second Fable.
Yeah.
Second Fable.
I like Fable 1 and 2 a lot.
Yeah.
The third one No.
I don't think it's as bad as people make it out.
I didn't hate it.
It's not terrible.
It has some stupid ideas like that. What's the deal with the pause menus? Like you gotta go walk around. You gotta walk around a walk-in closet. What is that?
The thing about Fable 3 is that it's just like it does not live up to the promise of a sequel to Fable 2.
Oh no, that's exactly it.
Fable 2 was, in my mind, that's the only one I really ever played. Like Fable 1 was a really like interesting kind of game because it had all those like, you know, stuff where good and evil and like, you know, like you can change your character by doing different things and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And it had, you know, that kind of stuff. But Fable 2 just took it up to the extreme, and the house and the marriage and the dog.
That was in Fable 1.
Yeah, but they like
no dog. But...
Well, they did a lot of things with it in Fable 2. Whereas like you could like, you know, own that fucking castle and like, you know, cheat on your wife and get
have
super
two
fat,
wives,
have two
have
wives.
3 wives.
I got in
kids.
trouble for having 2 wives on Fable 2. I got some dude came down there and meet me under the bridge. And I met him under the bridge. He's like, I know what you did.
I'm gonna tell both your wives
unless you give me money. And I was like, fuck you, I'll kill you.
Yeah,
and I killed him.
Yeah, exactly. And then
it's a few evil points. No
but
big deal.
and the story of Fable 2 is I mean, I don't know. It was really cool.
I thought it was a really good story that didn't hit you over the head with Expedition.
Totally.
Yeah.
And like at the midpoint of that game, you know, where you're going into like the Spire or whatever, and you stay there for years and then you come out the other side. That is a really interesting part in like not a lot of RPGs and you know, character-based games where you're like, you know, your character is your avatar in this world. Not a lot of games do this where like you have a chance to completely change your character. Like I did when I role-played that game. I was like, I'm gonna be my character and I'm gonna do this. Like I came out of that fucking Spire because you spend like 2 or 3 years in there or something like that.
I think it's like 5
years
to 10 maybe. Like it's
You
a long
spend
time.
a long time in there because when you come out, if you had a baby, you come out and he's like a kid now.
Yeah,
like he's walking and talking and
exactly.
stuff.
And your wife is like, oh, I can't believe you. I haven't seen you in 5 years. And I just went completely batshit evil because that place fucks you up. Like,
you get in like they like make you want to like you get rewarded for being evil and punished for being good in there. So
exactly. Which is really, really cool and interesting.
Yeah, I like that.
And then Fable 3 was just like, I don't know, your brother's the king.
Go get people.
Go tell him you can do
Oh no,
things.
he's gonna kill your girlfriend or a bunch of people. Choose.
Oh no.
Right? And then your girlfriend's not going to be your girlfriend anymore.
Yeah, because
anyway.
you chose her. So feel bad for your decision.
Yeah.
By the way, fuck her.
Yeah.
Or him, depending on if you played as girl or not.
Right. So, that's it for you, Blake? You've just been playing that kind of stuff?
Mm-hmm, yeah. Got a Witcher 3 keychain, though.
Witcher 3 keychain, that's
Oh,
awesome.
It's like the Witcher pendant?
Yeah, it's like...
Yeah,
Can you touch it?
Prepare for jinglies.
Can you touch it? Does it show...
I can see the shadow of it.
Whoa. Show me the ingredients.
All right.
And Hagen, what you been playing?
Oh, well, thanks for asking. So I recently, I have been playing a little bit of Witcher 3. I got that game, and I'm a few hours in. I don't know how many, maybe 10 or 11 or something like that hours in. But I'm at the part, for any podcast listeners to know, with the miscarriages. There's a little part in that game.
I think I've seen stuff about that.
Yeah. I'm at that part, and I thought that was really cool. Like, the thing I like about The Witcher 3, once you get deeper into it, is that game, like, every single side quest has its own story. It affects the bigger story of the world, and like you can just go on this little, like, not even a marker, just like someone's like, hey, can you like help me out here? You know, my wagon's stuck, and then it becomes a whole thing. And you can bang people, and
that's always nice.
It's always
that's always fun.
So yeah, that game's really interesting. I'm looking forward to playing more of it. But yeah, I'm playing it on PC, and it's been running fine for me. I think I run it on the lower end of like a medium kind of thing, but that same game still looks fucking awesome. Like the world that they built, especially in the art style and like, you know, kind of stuff like that is really cool.
I've already seen like some of the visual mods that people have been making for it, and all I have to say is yes.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I seen a mod where somebody replaces you with naked Triss.
Yes, I've seen that one as well. That was the one that made me say yes.
Triss has got a nice butt.
She got that booty.
She's got a nice butt.
Oh,
well,
damn.
You know.
I'll say that.
Yeah.
Shapely.
You know what I mean?
Oh, I know. I think was Ciri in the first game?
Siri? I don't know if she's
Because
in
I
the
feel like
first game.
I feel like Siri is familiar to me in some way.
And you
It's in
mean...
your iPhone.
I don't have an iPhone, you shit.
Shit.
Yeah, shit.
Is she a Witcher? She looks like a Witcher.
You know...
You not gonna tell me?
I don't know.
You ain't gonna tell me?
I don't really know.
Oh, you don't know?
Hold on.
Okay.
Siri, are you a Witcher?
No comment.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
Thanks,
All right.
Siri.
No comment.
It will remain a mystery forever.
All right.
But yeah, that game, the only thing that I can nitpick about it is like the movement's kind of weird.
I will say that's one of the problems I've always had with Witcher 2.
Yeah.
And I was complaining about that to people on Twitter, but they were like, "What are you talking about, dude?"
No, it's just like there's something about it where like you can move the lift stick like you know what I mean, and he slowly kind of like ramps up his speed. He's like as he's turning, he's like okay, like 0.1, 0.2, and then he just goes.
Oh,
He's
with
like-
Witcher 2, it's just straight from the get-go. He's just
Really?
like, "Oh, I'm going. Here we go."
It's a little different in Witcher 3 where it's like it's slow, like he slowly turns, and then as soon as he just sprints immediately after that, and it's a little like fiddly sometimes, but it's a thing where you totally get used to it.
Reminds
Like
me of Metal Gear Rising.
yeah.
Metal Gear Rising had two speeds. Walking very slowly and menacingly, and then just run.
Yeah, totally. Yeah,
It was really annoying because there was no in between, and you kept like,
Yes, there is.
well, like aside from the ninja run,
yeah. The ninja one's
like
faster
just
than
using
the
the
regular.
analog stick, there was just like jogging and walking super slowly.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
And like if you try to do in between, he was like just like trying to
Yeah, like
Can't
It would
go
switch
up
between
to-
the animations.
Totally, yeah. But yeah, so I've been playing a little bit of that. It's a really good game. I've also just finished today the Telltale's Game of Thrones. The first 4 episodes that are out.
saw you playing that.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It
Do
says
a
I have
window.
like 25 hours or something in it because I left it running overnight. But yeah, that
Yeah,
was.
left it running. Wasn't playing
Well, I wasn't.
all night.
Okay. Well, I mean, it's like each thing is only like maybe an hour and a half, like 90 minutes long. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like 4 episodes, it'd be hard to get.
But
like
man,
20
you gotta
hours
get
in.
all those endings.
It's true, man. I
Well, we
gotta.
can't get all the endings in 4 episodes.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah. I do always like going back and replaying Telltale games a few months later or whatever, and just like doing different choices.
Yeah, but then you realize they all lead to the same thing anyway.
Well, yeah, they end up in slightly different. Man, that's just a commentary on life, man. It's like whatever choice you make, you know, the capitalist system's gonna take you one place, man.
And no matter
it's the
what,
grave, man. You're going to the grave.
yeah, no matter what, you're just gonna end up dead.
But
bro.
anyway, Telltale, like those games are kind of like the mechanics aren't always like good. You know what I mean? But I think that actually like the Game of Thrones stuff has been like the best it's been. The mechanics in that game are kind of like, I mean, they're still light, you know, it's just like quick time events and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But they're a lot better executed than they were in like the original Walking Dead series, or like if you've played Wolf Among Us, like the quick time events and that kind of stuff is kind of weird.
Yeah.
But I think in Game of Thrones it's actually pretty
But
good.
see, and
That's nice because
go ahead.
I didn't have any problems playing Wolf Among Us. I actually thought the QuickTime stuff was pretty easy.
Oh yeah, it's easy. It's just like janky. You know what I mean?
You can see
Yeah.
there's
Yeah.
like when you use a button, like something like switching to
Yeah.
the next animation.
Mhm.
You can see the stitches.
Yeah.
Sometimes I can. Yeah, I've noticed that a couple times.
But in Game of Thrones, like, and the thing about those games too is they're developed, like each one is developed by a pretty small team of people, and so like the animations are not always great.
Yeah.
I was about to say that. I was going to ask if they
Yeah.
hired a competent animation.
Well, like
team.
each one of those episodes is animated by one person each. There's one animator.
I can tell.
Yeah, they're super like stripped down, but the story in the Game of Thrones ones, and you know, Wolf Among Us, I liked the original Walking Dead season. I haven't played the second one,
I haven't either.
but all of those stories are pretty well crafted, I think. And the Game of Thrones one, so far from what I've played, like there's only 4 episodes out, but I've played all 4 of them, and that is super. I liked it. I like that.
I gotta
Yeah.
say that I feel like that the Telltale approach to Game of Thrones is probably the best way that they could have gotten a Game of Thrones game, because they did that with that one like game on 360 or PS3 whatever, and it was just like
Oh yeah,
some really awful hack and slash esque sort of
Yeah.
thing. Like
like
it was an
'cause
RPG, but like that's not
That's not Game of Thrones.
That's not
Totally,
Game of Thrones.
totally,
You need
yeah.
to like have the story going on.
Totally.
With it. you know?
Like, the only two ways I can see Game of Thrones working as an IP in video games is Telltale Adventure Game, or just adventure game in general, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or Crusader Kings 2, which is just like strategy game where you're constantly like,
And people made a Game of Thrones
plotting.
mod for that.
Yeah,
People-
exactly, and that's
yeah.
great.
They made a Game of Thrones mod for Mountain Blade. I thought
Yeah.
that was a really good like mesh of them.
That would be, yeah.
Yeah.
It's just like, yeah. Like, it's not going to work in some kind of, like, third-person RPG, I wouldn't think.
I mean, especially when you turn it into just like cut down all of these enemies
Yeah.
and be invincible. Because that's not how any character in Game of Thrones is.
No, God, no.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, no, that's not how it... I learned that from at the end of the first season.
So Game of Thrones, if you watch the series, I'm not going to spoil anything for those who haven't been in later seasons or whatever, but it starts at... the Game of Thrones game by Telltale starts at the pivotal moment in season 3. So, like, you know what I mean? The big, red wedding. You know what I mean?
Oh, okay.
Like if you know, if you're not there, you don't know what it means. But if you've seen it, you know what it means. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
So you play as, or the main protagonists of the game are the Foresters, who are northern bannermen for the Starks. They're kind of like, you know, they swear fealty to the Starks, and of course that, you know, there's a lot of challenges that happen after the Red Wedding, and it's basically just you, and you control a bunch of different characters. There's like a squire for Lord Forrester. There's Lord Forrester's son, and you control so there's just a bunch of different characters in this family that you control, and you're basically just trying to make sure your house doesn't fucking fall. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like every decision, it does a really good job in this game. Like, you know what I mean? Like, obviously if you replay Telltale games, you know what I mean, you realize there's not that much, you know what I mean? But they do a really good job at making that illusion that if you make the wrong choice here, shit's gonna go real bad.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Like-
And you've got that. You've got, you know, the shadow of what happens if you make a bad choice
Totally.
in Game of Thrones over your head the whole time.
Yeah,
You know?
and it's like there's certain parts in that game where like, you know, like they do really good jobs of like, having the show characters kind of intertwined with the
And
game
that's what
characters.
I was gonna say. Don't they have like the actual actors
Yes.
voicing the characters?
Yeah.
That's damn.
That's nice.
How much money did they make it? How how much are
Well,
they?
they partner with HBO.
They partnered with HBO.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
But I mean, some of the actors' voice acting is a little rough in episode 1. I would say specifically Peter Dinklage is he's pretty good, but it's a little rough.
I mean, from what he did in Destiny.
Yeah, but he gets better. He gets better. You know what I mean?
He's not, I think
he's
he's not a voice actor.
No, he's not a
Yeah,
trained.
I'm guessing it's not his strong
Yeah.
suit.
Yeah.
I mean, you know what I mean? But I think they maybe did, help him a bit throughout this game series.
Yeah.
But, yeah, so that stuff's pretty good. The way they use those characters is super interesting. It is a little weird, though, that, like, you know what I mean? You're at points, like, if you watch the show, okay, I know what happens around this point in the show.
Yeah.
So I know, like, some of these characters that I'm talking to that are show characters, maybe I shouldn't, like, be friends with them.
Mm-hmm.
Or, like, maybe, something might happen where they're not alive. You know
Maybe
what
I know what happens to you,
Yeah.
and that's a bad idea.
Yeah. Or, like, I've read all the books, so, like, I know even further. Like,
Yep.
I don't know, man.
Mm-hmm.
But...
I need to get we have season 4 on Blu-ray, but I haven't started it yet
It's
for
super
some
good.
reason. I don't
Yeah.
know. I need to. I need
Yeah.
to get back to it.
Game of Thrones is super good.
If you haven't watched, do it.
Go
Do it, yeah.
watch it. So anyway, other than that, I've also been playing Splatoon.
You're a kid
Splatoon.
now. You're a squid now. You're a kid. You're a squid. You're a kid. You're a squid. You're a kid now.
Squid.
We got the meme out.
Yeah. All right, but Splatoon's super good.
I love it.
The thing that nobody told you about Splatoon is that it's an early access game. I mean, not really, but there's a lot of stuff that they clearly wanted in the full release that is not in that game. There's only 8 maps, I think now. There's only one kind of adversarial multiplayer mode.
Are there not? I thought there were 2 game modes.
There's one. There's only one for matchmaking against like random other people. There's a 1v1 battle mode that you can do against friends.
Okay.
But yeah, they haven't added party support, so you can have like 4 or is it 4 teams? Like 2 teams of 4? Is it 8v8?
It'd be. Do they want to do that?
No, I mean,
the game is 4v4.
It's 4v4, right? So, but like they said they wanted to add a system, or they're going to add a system where like you can have 4 of your friends, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like right now, the only way you can join a friend's game is just going to like if they're playing a matchmaking match, you can be like, oh, I want to join them in that match. You know what I mean? It'll cue you to do that next time they play a match. So that's the only way that you can play co-op right now, you know, or you know what I mean, whatever.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of stuff that's not in that game yet, but the stuff that is there is super good. Like that game's super fun.
I played the test fire.
Yeah.
I didn't play the second one, but I played the first one, and with my like 30 minutes of time that I got to play it,
Right.
I did like it. I thought it was fun. It did feel a little bit bare bones with only 4 weapons to choose from.
Yeah.
The fact that you can't change weapons between matches unless you quit the match that you're currently in.
Yeah.
I think that's a stupid feature that needs to be fixed.
Yeah.
And I mean, again, it was just the test fire, but like there really has to be more game modes. Like they definitely, like, if they want, and I know they're gonna add it. I know they are, but like if they want this game to survive, they need to bring a lot of updates to keep people playing. But it's fun. It's a interesting premise.
Yeah.
The design is fantastic. The art style is I love looking at it.
The art style's super good.
Super colorful.
The colors are good. The music's good.
The music's good.
The characters, like the way you customize them, you can have different clothes and stuff like that have different abilities. You know, that all looks good. Would like to see maybe a little bit more character customization, but
I think there should be.
You know what I mean? I think it would be cool if like people could set preferred colors. Like I want to be orange most of the time, and because you know it just randomly puts you into like
on an art, or on what color team.
And the thing about it too is like I don't know if they could do this, but like color doesn't really matter as long as it's the opposite of another color.
Yeah.
So like every person in the team could have a different color. You know what I mean? Because they're not communicating each other. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So like I don't know if that's a server side or a client side thing.
I think it'd be easier to do it server side than client side. So
yeah, but that's just some like if they wanted to get crazy with it, like they could do that. But it would be super easy. You know, it would limit your matchmaking capabilities, but you could still do that. Like set a preferred color. But yeah, it's yeah, Blake, can you say?
Oh, sorry.
Say something?
I just like to point. I like to say that one of the things that I like about Splatoon, from what I've seen, is even though it's come out in basically the way all other early access games have come out, this is one of the few that I actually trust to get everything that they say they're gonna do done. Whereas, do you know how so many early access games they say they're gonna do all this cool stuff. They're gonna put in. They're gonna give you whatever their games promise, and then they get a few early sales, and then they pull right out.
Yeah,
they never update the game ever again.
Yeah, and I think there's like 3 factors maybe. Number 1, it's Nintendo. Mm-hmm. Number 2, it's on a Nintendo console. Number 3, they said nothing. They just put this out. Hey, it's a full game. Buy it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like they said, publicly, like, oh, there's some features that we want in there. You know what I mean? That aren't in there yet. Mm-hmm. And there's only 8 maps, but people are buying this game, and no one's going, where's my fucking updates? You know what I mean? Because it's not called early access. There's not the promise that you're going to get more, but you are going to get more every week. They have weekly updates for Splatoon.
Yeah.
So, like, I think that's kind of like I don't know what you call that, like a nocebo effect or a placebo effect or whatever.
And, they shipped it as it was a full game.
Right.
So, they got that going.
So, yeah. But Splatoon's super fun. I'm enjoying it.
One of the things about Splatoon for me, and this is a Josh opinion. This is not a everybody should have the same opinion as me sort of.
Right.
Like, I don't think the game is worth $60 from what I played.
Sure, yeah.
But if the added content every week thing does, if it's happening, that's real. Then it might be.
Yeah. Who knows? Like 2 months down the line.
Yeah. That's the thing. Like I like to get it when it drops in price, but knowing how Nintendo games drop in price, the online community will be dead by the time that game is like $40.
I looked today, I was like, maybe I'll buy Mario Kart 8. Mario Kart 8's $60.
That's funny.
And they have DLC for it, so I was like, maybe not, because that's just Mario. But for me, like, I just needed a game that I could play on my Wii U. You know what I mean? Like, there's not enough games I can play on my Wii U. Number 2, I wanted something competitive. Like, I really like, competitive shooters that are, kind of casual. You know what I mean? Like Team Fortress 2 and stuff like that. Like, just hopping into a match, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And just, like, playing for fun and not really communicating with other people is fun, you know what I mean?
And that's one of the things. Splatoon is, like, the matches are like 3 minutes long.
Totally. They're super short, super fast-paced. It's like...
Hop in, hop out when you're done.
Mm-hmm. And they're, I like that they're all timed. They can't drag on.
And that's one of the things that I... Like, the length of it is great because if you lose... You don't feel like your time was wasted.
Totally. It's
you know?
like, well, it feels like, and plus you're getting, like, rewards, even if you lose. And, you're getting a bonus if you win, so you want to win, but I think they struck a perfect balance of, like, you know what I mean? Like, some games, especially, like, I feel like Battlefield and, like, a lot of multiplayer shooters, especially, like, when you lose, it feels like, fucking, like, what's the, like, I just feel like I wasted.
That's the way I feel about when I'm playing League, and, like, I spend, like, 40 minutes on a game, and then, like, somebody on my team fucks up or disconnects.
Totally, yeah.
And then, like, I'm like, okay, well, I just lost because I just spent, I wasted 40 minutes of my time.
Totally.
That's why I just got tired of MOBAs in general. Like, I used to play a couple. I used to play League pretty regularly, and then just...
That's why I play with friends.
I couldn't...
That's why I always play with friends.
Matchmaking things
that's
never
the kind
work
of stuff.
out.
Solo queue is awful.
Solo queue is the worst. Don't do it.
But yeah, Splatoon, I mean, it's super fun. You know what I mean? Like you said, maybe it's not worth $60 now, but I feel like to people who own, like, here's my opinion on Splatoon. It's not going to sell any fucking Wii U's.
Oh, God, no.
But everyone who buys a Wii U
should
probably get it if they want another game to play on their Wii U, because it is definitely that.
Mm-hmm. It is definitely a game on the Wii U.
Yes. So thumbs up. There.
Meme Run is also a game on the
Wii.
Wii.
No, they pulled that. That's no.
They pulled Meme Run?
They pulled Meme Run.
Is it because of copyright?
Yes.
I imagine.
Well,
I think it was the Call of Duty gun.
Oh yeah, they did have that.
They had the Call of Duty gun come up and snipe you.
Boring. All right, so is that it for what everyone's been playing? We're ready to get into news.
What news?
What news?
What news? So
News.
there's a rumor that came by that Microsoft was going to be buying the Silent Hills franchise.
Right.
And then a day later, Phil Spencer says, "No, that's stupid. We're not doing that."
Right.
The end.
Totally.
That was it. Somebody was just like, said like they're buying the Silent Hill franchise for like
billions.
That's
the quote. Billions.
Billions. When the game series has probably sold, I think somebody gave an estimate of like 500 million.
Yeah.
Like all around the entire series since Silent Hill 1.
Now, here's my point of view on this rumor that I was looking at before Phil Spencer said no. I was thinking maybe it's they're buying Konami's IPs.
Like all of the IPs?
All of them. I could see maybe a situation where exclusive publishing and development rights for all of Konami's IPs for Xbox One or whatever would be an interesting investment for maybe $1 billion.
Yeah.
Because I feel like they need big title games that people know. You know, Metal Gear, Castlevania, Silent Hill. You know, Dance Dance Revolution. You know, Beat Money, Rocket Knight Adventure.
And they want them all.
Contra. You got.
There hasn't been a Contra game since like the SNES.
No, there was one on the DS.
Yeah,
really?
Yeah.
Contra 4.
Wow.
But
my dad would play the hell out of that if they released one on the Xbox.
Yeah, totally. Except, did they do? Am I thinking? No, I was thinking of Sega with Bionic Commando. Is that Sega or is that Namco or something? Anyway.
Bionic Commando feels like Sega to me.
Yeah, maybe.
But
Capcom
presents.
It was in Marvel vs. Capcom.
Capcom presents Marvel Comics. Anyway, but yeah, so I was thinking maybe if they had those franchises and those IPs, and then because I think they need some big games for if they want to do that HoloLens thing that they're thinking of doing. You know, that alternate augmented reality thing.
Oh yeah.
Imagine a Silent Hill augmented reality game, man. That would be fucking crazy.
Imagine a Silent Hill in just VR.
Yeah, that'd be.
What about a Yu-Gi-Oh game with augmented reality?
Your soul really gets sent to the shadow realm.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But one of the things on the last podcast that I was like that Konami came out and just straight up said something different. They came out a few days ago and were like, "Hey guys, sorry for the miscommunication, but we're still gonna make games.
Yeah.
We're still making video games, guys." But
We're
like
still
everybody
making
was just like, "Fuck you, Konami. We don't want to deal with you anymore."
Konami, what are you doing?
What are you
home.
seriously? What are you doing,
What are you
Konami?
doing?
Go home,
Like-
Konami.
like-
You're drunk.
Like when you look at all the things that they've done, just to
Totally.
throw. Why the fuck are you throwing away Kojima? Like, Jesus
Man.
Christ, do you understand who
See,
you're
this-
throwing away there?
See, yeah,
That's
well,
a-
you know, Kojima, let's just say Kojima's past his prime, first of all. Kojima's older than 50. He's over the hill now.
Doesn't look like it.
Yeah, no, he looks, he's still
He is
very
aging
attractive.
downwards.
He looks like a
He is
prepubescent
pulling
teenager.
he is pulling a Sakurai where he is
Yep, totally.
he looked older back in the day than he does now.
Right. But yeah, he's definitely, like, and he's done with Metal Gear, I think.
Oh yeah,
Direct
He's
development
been
of
done
Metal
with
Gear.
Metal Gear since
He's done
Metal
with
Gear
it.
Solid 2.
You know, he wants to make his dream project, Snatcher 2. We all know it's coming.
That's the Snatcher.
You know, he's going to get the rights from Konami. Don't anybody worry. Snatcher 2 coming to you soon. But, yeah, I think, like, I don't think this was straight them being like, fuck you, Kojima, get out of here. I think he was like, hey, man, like, I'm not doing any more Metal Gear, and Silent Hill's maybe the last big game I want to do, or something like that. And they're like, okay, well,
We're not doing that anymore. Bye.
we also don't like you very much, and
I-
you spend a lot of fucking money. So how about we just
I
part
thought,
ways?
I mean, there might be a thing where he was talking about how Metal Gear Solid 5 might be like one of the most controversial games
Yeah.
ever,
Yeah.
and I feel like maybe Konami had a problem with something that he wanted to put in the game.
That is possible.
It's a possibility. I'm not saying that it's like 100% gonna be the thing, but
Yeah, the realities of a Japanese business place, and especially a Japanese game developer, is super weird. So, like, you know, Japan has, like, all kinds of things, like, perceived slights, like, you know what I mean? Like, the way they just don't fire people, but then they just kind of demote them until they quit, and then...
Or kill themselves.
Or kill themselves.
yeah.
You know, so there's a bunch of stuff that culturally I don't understand about Japanese
You know what Japan
business.
needs for those people?
What?
They need those posters of that cat hanging on there. This is hanging
Hang in there, guys.
just
Hang
just
in
to
there,
keep them
man.
from killing themselves.
You got 4 kids, but no salary, but hang in there. You'll do it. Don't commit Sabaku Baku.
Don't do a Sudoku.
But yeah, you know what?
Actually, they have those posters where there's one, and they've got a flip side where the kitty's actually hanging by a noose.
Yeah.
Just depends on how they feel about you, how they
Yeah.
hang it up.
But yeah, I think the best thing for Kojima right now, you know what? Do your own thing, man.
I'm
Go
okay
do
with
something.
that. I'd be okay
Work
with
for
that.
Sony or Microsoft. Make your own huge fucking exclusive game for whatever console you want to make. You want to make it for.
Put Snake
I
back
think-
in Smash Brothers.
Yes, Snake Beater and Smash Brothers.
Give us more Snake.
But I think like genuinely like Microsoft or Sony, especially Microsoft because they've got a lot more money than Sony, but could just give him like $300 million or something. Just like, hey, make a big game for our console and we'll call it a Kojima game for our.
I mean, that's pretty much what Platinum does.
Totally.
Like people go to Platinum and go, "Hey, you want to make a game for our console?" And
Yeah,
they're like, "Yeah."
I guess.
I know.
Okay.
The guy Kamiya just gives him a thumbs up.
But yeah. So Zone of the Enders 3 coming soon. Please Not's English HD remix coming soon. But yeah, so that's like Konami's fucked. Like,
Oh, yeah,
who gives a
they
shit?
fucked themselves.
Who gives a shit about Konami anymore?
Konami screwed Konami.
Exactly. Any other news that you know of?
I mean, there's like all that, controversy with hatred.
Controversy? I mean, fuck. Like, my feelings on hatred now are just like, who gives a shit?
My feelings on hatred are
Who
like
gives a shit?
They're pretty much the same as Hagen's, but like I'm at the same point. I'm looking at Twitch and going like, why are you doing that?
The thing about Twitch, okay, so that's the headline that was big last week, is that Twitch bans
AO games.
AO rated games.
Even though I'm pretty sure hatred doesn't even have. Was it rated by
It's
the
rated
ESR?
AO, yes. It's rated AO. It's coming to Steam as a rated AO game. Adult only. So, this is the thing where Twitch said, no more streaming AO games. Even, like, basically I think what they said is, like, any game rated by the ESRB as adults only is not allowed on Twitch. But they didn't say anything about unrated games either. But the thing I found funny about the Twitch press release is that they specifically named a few games. They specifically named Fahrenheit Indigo Prophecy, aka Indigo Prophecy, because they have that AO rated version where zombie guy has sex with the lady at the end of the game. But yeah.
But I mean, even Heavy Rain has sex in it.
Yeah, but this is like full on, like full penetration.
Oh, okay.
Straight up dick to puss rock.
I don't think I've ever heard it be called that.
Straight dick to puss.
DTP,
Like,
right
seriously. And they also named Postal 2, I think.
Postal 2 is an AO.
Or no, what was it? Manhunt 2. That's it. So yeah, like...
But the thing is like, they only did it because Hatred is coming out.
Yeah,
That's the only reason they did it.
Of course, but it's a thing where now Amazon owns Twitch, and Amazon, as a publicly traded company, a huge publicly traded company, wants to stay the fuck away from any kind of controversy, and that's totally understandable. That's why they stopped the Playroom stuff. You know, when that was when Twitch was looking for a merger from Google or Amazon, or an acquiring from those companies, and so like. You know, you go on Hitbox, that's the fucking Wild West, man.
Oh, yeah.
Like, you want to stream Unipop? It's right there, man.
Yeah.
Unipop is on hitbox.tv.
That's
I liked Unipop.
a new world right there.
I enjoyed my time with Unipop.
Oh, God. You want Cattle with Shujo? It's on Hitbox, man.
Manifest Destiny, Hitbox.
The thing, too, about it is, like, Hatred is just, like...
The thing about Hatred is that it doesn't look like it's even a... Like, it's just a twin-stick shooter.
Yeah.
That's all it is. But it's like, it's like a zombie twin-stick shooter, but instead of zombies, you're shooting actual people.
Yeah.
These polygons are just innocent people, so...
Don't shoot innocent polygons.
But it's okay. But, like, people are, like, it's controversial because you're killing innocent civilians, but, like...
The
It's
thing
be
is...
different from GTA.
Yeah.
Well, the difference is that, like, in GTA, it's optional, and in Hatred, it's the main goal.
Well,
you know what
and
I mean?
it is optional to buy Hatred.
Yeah, totally, and I understand that. Like, nobody's... Like, I think the talk around
I'll
Hatred...
watch it too.
The thing... The talk around
Exactly,
Hatred
yeah.
is a lot more, like, academic. Like, you know what I mean? Like... And the fact that the developers are just trying to get as much fucking press as they can.
And it worked.
Because they're
It worked.
scumbags. They're scumbags.
Any publicity?
They're Nazis. Did you not hear about this?
No.
They're white supremacists.
Is that like 100% confirmed, or is that like a rumor?
That's 100% confirmed.
Or is that just something to drum up more controversy, aka...
Well, I mean,
press?
the evidence for this is that some of the developers, like the heads of the studio, have Facebooks, and they are members of white supremacist groups on Facebook. And they're from, what is it? Denmark? Sweden?
Somewhere in
Norway?
Europe.
Finland? Iceland? They're from the north.
They're from the really white part of Europe.
Yeah, the really white part. And they kind of don't like people of color, apparently. And that's kind of represented in their game, if you know what I'm talking about, which is real gross. So,
How's that represented in the game?
well, some of the people you kill are not white. And
But you also kill white people.
Yeah, exactly. Like, that's not, it's just another tick on the fucking... Maybe
I feel like that's people looking for things to tick, though.
Well, maybe, yeah.
If they made the game just all white people,
That's true. Like, it's no...
Then somebody would be complaining that you're not killing black people.
What is that game?
I can cook black zombies in Left 4 Dead.
What is that game where
Too.
you just, like, the whole point is, like, you just walk around, like, the ghetto and, like, you're just a part of the Ku Klux Klan or whatever. There's a ton of
That's
games.
a game?
Ethnic cleansing.
Ethnic cleansing.
Yeah, that's a game.
Yeah, it's no ethnic cleansing, but there's a lot of signs that game is gross, and maybe don't play it, or, like, people talk about it too much. That's the thing, is that all they want is for people to talk about it. And
it's like the Westboro Baptist Church of video gaming.
And there's gonna be a lot of fucking edgy teenagers out there buying this game like, hoo, I've bought a super dark game. Like, you know what I mean? My parents don't want me to have this.
I can't wait for the stories from Game Clerks who mention the rating to parents trying to buy it for their snot-nosed 13-year-olds.
You can't buy it in stores.
Yeah, it's not in stores.
Well,
no stores in America that I know of carry adult. Maybe like family-owned stores might if they wanted to.
I swear I've seen them before,
Most-
but maybe it was like what you said.
Yeah, most stores like GameStop and Walmart and all those stores won't carry adult only games. Like that was the whole thing with Manhunt 2, is that it got an adult only rating. You know, But they did come out with an unrated version, I think, or something like that. Like, a lot of these games are just unrated. You know what I mean?
I don't even know about half these games, so.
Yeah. Anyway, so that's Hatred. You know, whatever. It's kind of whatever. Like, I don't give a shit.
Yeah, if you want to buy it, buy it. If you don't want to buy it,
Yeah.
don't buy it. I mean, I don't feel like there's any use, like, on either side of people complaining about it.
Yeah.
So just
I know what you mean.
let the game exist.
It's just a video game.
It's a video game.
Yeah.
I didn't care about it before this conversation, and I'm going to stop caring it after this conversation.
Yeah, it's. I think it is much more of a. It's an interesting discussion to have because, like, people. I don't know. It's just one of those anomalies in the game industry. You know what I mean? Like, these things come around every once in a while. You know, where you have a game like that's just super, you know, controversial for the reason of being controversial, and sometimes that's fun to talk about.
Yeah, it's like one of these things that may or may not end up setting precedent in the video game world.
But, you know, there's the whole thing where it was banned from Steam, got back on Steam, now it's on Steam. It's on Steam. Like, the adult-only games on Steam is another thing where, like, I don't know how I feel. Like, I think it's fine, but it's weird to me that, like, it's so easy for kids to buy those games. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Like,
yeah.
All you gotta do is get
like,
your mom's
it's so
credit
easy.
card, and
Just, I mean, you don't even, you just need a credit card to link to your account, or a Steam, you know, trading, or
If you
value
traded
card.
things on Steam,
Yeah.
you can.
Yeah, and then, like, that, all they have, you know what I mean? And I'm not saying, well, somebody think of the kids, like, holy shit. It's just, like, I don't know, all it is just you have to say the wrong date on a form, you know what I mean? And then you can buy that game.
I don't even put my real birthday.
I don't
know,
either.
I just put,
it's
like,
January 1st,
January
like
1st, 1990.
1950 something.
81.
Yeah.
I
So,
still don't care.
you know, I mean, but then again, that is up to the parents. Like, parents should be thinking about, like, oh, what is my child playing? You know, what is my child watching? But, you know, when I was a 12-year-old, no one fucking cared about what I was doing, so I did some fucked up shit.
When I was working
Played me the fuck out of, like, all those games that were controversial back then. And
Yeah, totally.
When I was working at GameStop when GTA 5 came out, I had a parent come in with their kid, and was wanting to buy GTA 5 for them, and I told him, like, and the kid was there, so I was like, all right, you know, this game contains adult content, it has nudity, it has violence, killing, you know, things like, you know, things I'm supposed to say to them.
Yeah.
She goes, yeah, that's fine. And then she comes back like 3 days later and
Right.
starts yelling at me because I sold this awful, horrible game to her kid, and I was just like, I could have gotten fired for it, but I was just like, I told you these things.
Totally.
I told you. Because I didn't give a shit. I was working like 3 hours a week at that point.
I mean,
I was like, I told you everything. I told you about the nudity and the violence and everything. You buying it was on you. And she got so mad. It was amazing. I was so, like, I've never felt so proud of making somebody so mad before. But, yeah, like, parents are dumb about things like this.
Parents should care more about what their kids are doing.
Yeah.
But in our modern society, it is really hard to take a lot of time and monitor your kids all the time. Especially when they're teenagers.
Yeah.
Uh,
But, anyway,
some other quick headlines. WildStar going free-to-play.
that's something I'm interested in.
WildStar is out.
WildStar is out. It has been out for a year.
And nobody played it.
Nobody played it.
So they're
So
going
now
free
it's
to play with it.
free-to-play.
And I'm interested because
Yeah.
I've been wanting to play a new
I might play that.
We'll check it out.
Me and Matt have been talking about, like, getting, like, I want to play an MMO with him.
Right.
We don't want to play Tor. Because
Tor, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
It had... There was
It's
a time. It was
it's not bad, but it's
Never even got to getting my
it's
ship.
a new MMO going free to play. You know, Elder Scrolls Online eventually will do.
It's
the
going
same.
by. Elder Scrolls Online is buy to play right
It's
now.
buy to play right now. But,
If there's an MMO that I do want to play, it's Final Fantasy 14.
I'm about to start playing that.
I want Final Fantasy 14 because I played. I had like a free weekend thing for it, and I
was
had the
super fun.
most fun that I've had in a long time on it. Probably since like Burning Crusade WoW for me. It's really good.
Right.
It's really good. I wish it wasn't. I wish it was buy to play,
Yeah.
or at least just subscription based.
Yeah, but you know, that's what they when you got a really good game, you should be able to charge for it.
You should be able to, yeah.
You know,
but like WildStar itself is an interesting, you know,
It's interesting.
It is vanilla WoW.
Yeah.
In like terms of difficulty and leveling up and everything.
Right.
So
Alright.
if the world's unique,
Yeah,
sure, I'll give it a
we'll
shot.
check it out. We'll see. We'll report back at some point.
Like in the fall when it's free to play.
But yeah. So other quick headlines: EA Sports FIFA games will feature women World Cup teams.
Yay!
Equality!
The Women's World Cup is going on this year, I think, which I think is probably why they're adding this.
It is this year, you're right.
The Women's World Cup is super good to watch, you know what I mean?
If you like soccer, yeah.
Yeah, if you like soccer, watch that shit. It's pretty good.
Football for our European friends?
Last year when the World Cup was on,
yeah, anybody who's not
Yeah.
America.
Yeah.
I remember everyone in at the zoo where I worked and working this year, we all get together during lunch and stuff, and that's always whenever the matches were going on, and we get to see all the highlights. It was great.
Yeah.
Love me some soccer.
That's still recording.
Yeah, we're recording.
It's been in the same.
Yeah, no, it's a logarithmic scale.
Oh.
Yeah. So anyway, it's fine, Josh. I got a handle on it.
All right.
All right. So a few more. Let's see.
There was something that I wanted to talk
Yeah,
about.
I'm looking through the headlines.
Oh yeah, this is kind of weird. The fact that they changed the loot drop system on Borderlands 2.
Yeah.
I
We're-
heard
think
about
we're
that.
gonna
What
check
exactly
out.
happened?
They well, like Borderlands 2 and what's the pre-sequel? They had like the drop rates on those games were atrocious when it came to like rare drops.
Oh yeah.
So like you wouldn't really get that many rare guns, and so they fixed it to where it's more like Borderlands, more akin to Borderlands 1, where you're gonna get more rare guns more often. And so like that's why I said like we should start playing it again.
I like that because back, before that, the only way you can definitely get a rare gun is you'd have to wait until they shout out shift codes on their Twitter, and then you get the golden keys or whatever.
Yeah.
Oh,
You have to unlock them in town. And who wants to do
That's
that?
kind of stupid.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Let's see. Is there anything else? Oh yeah, they're from Poland. The Hatred people, by the way.
Oh, okay.
I just looked that
Poland.
up. So yeah.
Darksiders 2 is getting a next-gen port.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Darksiders 2. Man, Darksiders.
Remember that game?
Darksiders is good. Fuck you.
It's good. It's good. I'm not saying.
Did
it's
you buy
bad.
Darksiders 2? Did you
Yeah.
support Darksiders 2?
I bought.
I bought
Darksiders.
Darksiders 2. Never played it. I haven't finished the first one yet.
It. You know what I mean. Those
I love
games.
that first game though.
They're pretty good. I'm gonna play Darksiders 2, the version I have on my PC, because it's HD and it's fine.
Oh, CD Projekt Red broke sales records with Witcher 3.
Yes, that's the best-selling game this year so far.
$97.5 million.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so this is a lot of money.
7 million copies.
That's a lot of copies.
That's a lot of copies for... Especially, I gotta say this. That is not a casual game. Like, the
No,
Witcher
yeah,
games are not
totally.
like... They are not like that. So, like, the fact that they are making that much money... But you gotta... They had advertisement. They had advertising come from Microsoft.
Totally, yeah.
They had
So-
they had AAA level advertisement on this game.
Yeah. And the thing about they're from Poland as well. And
yeah.
like development costs in Poland are not high at all.
No, yeah.
Like because
Poland-
because living cost is cheap.
I mean, yeah, Poland is one of those, it's the former Eastern Bloc countries, it's not doing super well, but, I mean, there's a lot of people there who like making games, and, and it seems like a cool place, you know what I mean? Like, there's not enough games from, you know what I mean? A lot of people who want to make games in other countries just can't, you know what I mean? There's not a lot of infrastructure there to help them do that, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So hopefully over the next 5 or 10 years, we see a lot more games from places like, Poland and the Middle East, and
I want to see a game from North Korea.
Yeah, North Korea, South America. Brazil's a huge country.
North
now.
Korea, give me a Kim Jong Un simulator.
Oh,
2017.
Totally.
I mean, there was gonna be that. What was it called? There was someone trying to get a game kickstarted called Glorious Leader. And it's where
Oh,
you
I
play-
remember
yeah.
that. I do remember that.
I really wanted that to happen, but I think right around the time that the Sony hack happened, it seems that they got targeted as well, and they lost a lot of their stuff on their encrypted servers. So as far as I know, it's on hiatus, but it may have been just completely shut down.
Yeah.
I know they wanted to try to fix it, and the videos looked amazing, like the trailers and stuff. God, it's hilarious.
Yeah.
Un even had his own like resting animations, and it just looked like he was heavily panting after he was walking.
Oh shit! There's a Japanese Nintendo Direct on May 31st.
Yeah.
What is that going to be about?
I have no idea.
Focusing on the Wii U 3DS games coming this summer. So hopefully more info on like
Starfighter?
That's not coming out in the summer. I got hate to break it to you. That's not coming out in the summer.
What is that? When is Xenoblade Chronicles coming?
I'm pretty sure that's coming out in June. I might be wrong. I'm just gotten off the top of my head here.
Right.
But I think it's coming out in June.
So let's see here if I can find any more headlines. Teddy is confirmed for Persona 4 Dancing All Night.
Hey! Yeah. Woo.
D4 coming to PC.
Jesus, they are really milking the shit out of Persona 4.
Yeah, but I figure it'll end when Persona 5 comes around.
Yeah.
You know, they just need something to like float them along until that game can get released.
Yeah.
Because, and you know, Atlas knows fucking people who love Persona 4 will buy anything that involves Persona 4. You know
I still
what I
haven't
mean?
bought Persona Q yet, and I want to.
I want to too.
I want to get Persona
I
Q.
wanted that 3DS, man.
The fucking blue, the blue one with the...
yeah, the like symbol, the Arcana symbol.
Yeah, I wanted that too. But
Looks so good.
I'm gonna get a new 3DS, so it's all good.
But yeah, E3 is...
E3's pretty in like 17
2
days.
weeks
Two
away.
and a half
Really
weeks.
close.
2.5 weeks away.
Who's the
super
first?
hyped.
Who's the first? I think is it Microsoft?
Well, first is Bethesda.
Oh yeah, first is Bethesda.
Bethesda Sunday night, which I will miss because I have to work, which sucks. But
What's that date?
what?
What's the date of the
I
first
got it on
day
my
for-
calendar. Here,
June,
I got it out here.
June
Let's see here.
15th.
I'm gonna get my calendar open. Hold on.
Oh, if it is, then fuck me sideways. I'm gonna be in Orlando.
Yeah, you're probably gonna
You
be.
can still watch it on Twitch, probably.
I
Poor
could, yeah.
thing.
I'll have to bring my laptop.
Oh no,
Poor
I'll be
thing.
on vacation having
Aw.
fun with my family.
I know. I'm gonna
Alright.
be in Disney World. Oh
So
god.
Bethesda is June 14th. That is the Sunday that night. The 15th that Monday is Microsoft in the morning, Sony at night. That Sony stuff. They have the PlayStation Experience at the theaters.
Yeah.
Blake, are you guys gonna be in Orlando and on that Monday? You think
What's that date?
June 15th?
Oh yeah.
You're gonna be there.
We're gonna be there from the week from the 14th.
We gonna be there though.
Yeah.
All right, so we've got tickets to that thing. I'm thinking of just calling into work that day and being
Just
like,
do it.
"Man, I'm sick. I gotta."
I mean, how many people, where you work are going to be knowing about E3?
Totally. Yeah. That's true. And then on that Tuesday we have the Nintendo Direct.
That's-
thing.
I guess-
What time is it?
Shit. It starts at 11. I have the wrong time here. I think it starts at 11 a.m. on our time. It's like 9 a.m. Pacific.
That's what I thought it was.
Because I know the Microsoft one starts at 11:30 a.m. our time.
Wait, when did the Nintendo one start?
11
11
a.m.
11 a.m. Okay, I think I can make that.
You think you can make that?
I mean, like, cause I got school.
Yeah,
and
sure.
I think my Tuesday and Thursday classes are.
Okay.
They end before.
But the Square Enix one, I don't know if they moved it or what.
It is 30 minutes after the Nintendo conference starts, so it will be going on during the Nintendo conference.
Really, when the first 30 minutes will?
Yeah.
Overlap.
Okay.
The first 30 minutes are just Nintendo, but then
Right.
after that is going to be Square Enix.
Right. So I'm super hyped for E3. We're gonna
Yep.
see all kinds of new games.
We need to make some bingo
stuff.
boards.
Bingo
We gotta
boards.
make bingo
boards.
boards. We need to see if pre-recorded messages of Iwata ever saying "Please,
Please
understand,"
understand.
Please understand.
him holding something weird.
Him bowing to the camera.
Reggie doing something, trying to make a meme again.
Bill Trennan just being kind of awkward.
We need to have something from EA's conference that's really weird, like the Peggle 2 announcement.
Yeah.
A like gameplay failure.
Gameplay failure. Not
Live
working.
demo, folks. Live demo.
not working.
Live demo, folks.
I guess we'll show it later.
What was that one where that guy, like the Panzer Dragoon demo? where,
Yeah,
like,
the guy was like, Xbox sound on
and
during the demo.
it just wouldn't load at first. And he was like, well,
No, the sound wouldn't load for Panzer Dragoon. It's Battlefield 4, where the guy was standing there looking at it going like,
yeah.
all right, it's just, we're just going to wait.
We're
And
just
then
gonna
people kept making jokes in the audience, so he was like, well, I guess we'll show it later then, and walked off stage.
And then it came on.
and then he was like, oh, we're doing it now?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that was super awkward
was
and
great.
super funny.
love
My favorite
awkward
E3 meme happening was Mr. Caffeine from Ubisoft. Do it with me now. It's a stupid Wayne's World fucking thing.
But then now they just have Aisha Tyler going up there going like, ha, I have such girlwood. Get it? Because I'm a girl, but I don't really have a penis.
I don't mind Aisha Tyler.
Yeah,
I think she was
I don't
fine
like
on that.
Seeing her.
Well,
I'm fine with her voice.
I'm fine with her voice, but like if I have to see her figure,
I don't like looking at her on stage or on camera or anything.
I think she was fine in that Who's Line stuff.
She's fine in Who's
The
Line.
only things I see is Who's Line and then E3, and then Archer, and the only thing I like out of any of that is Archer.
Well, she was super good on Archer, but I think
she's like
she makes a really good bitch.
The thing that I hate about her
God.
during the Ubisoft thing is just like how hard she tries to show that she's a gamer.
Yeah,
she's like,
and she really is a gamer.
No,
and,
she
like,
is, but like she's trying to just show it so hard. Like, yeah, look, I play that video game, guys. That one right there, I play that.
I think that it's just like live stage stuff is super hard to do.
I mean, not if it's well written.
Well, that's the thing, is that none of that's written for her. Like the basic.
Well, maybe they should.
Like most of that E3 stuff is never really written.
Mm-hmm. No, a lot of it is.
A lot of it. Well, it depends. You can tell when it's written because none of those people are stage actors. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So you can tell. But some of those guys, like that.
Most of those people have the charisma of a board.
Yeah, a lot of it's teleprompter. But what was that one guy? Who did what is that spaceship PlayStation game or PlayStation computer? The super
No Man's Sky?
No Man's Sky. That guy. Like, you could... I don't think he got a script. He just kind of went out there and said, like, I'm just a guy.
Well, yeah, but,
kind of do a
like,
thing.
He wasn't trying to be funny, either.
No, yeah, and that's
one of the things, like, if you don't come out there with prepared material...
But that's the thing, too, is that, like...
It's not gonna work.
Fucking everyone at Ubisoft probably loves Aisha Tyler and loves what she does on that stage. And, it's a... You know what I mean? Like, those conferences aren't really for anyone but the games press, and they don't give a shit. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
That's what I'm saying.
Like no one cares if Aisha Tyler is cringy. Like that's kind of the
me as
reality.
a person watching.
Yeah, totally.
Does.
But it kind of makes it better too. It kind of makes the Ubisoft panel a little bit better.
It makes me not want to watch
because you can make fun of it.
It makes me want to watch because I always know she's gonna do something.
But I think
people are gonna react to.
Everything I've heard from people who have met her, she's a very nice person.
I imagine she is.
She's fun. But so I don't want to slander her.
I mean, I'm not slandering her.
No, I'm just.
It's just like. I don't know. It's the same thing as like. I don't know. It feels different to me when, like, say Konami's conferences, when they were doing things. Things were like really just really awkward because they're awkward people. She's not an awkward person, but she's like making jokes that fall flat.
Yeah, totally.
And that makes me not want to watch because like it's like that. What's that like? Sort of empathy for the people. Like I'm like, oh, I'm sorry. That didn't work for you. Yeah. And so like it makes me like look like that happens to me when I'm watching TV shows. Yeah, totally. Like if something like that happens, I just turn the channel away because I don't want to see that. Yeah. I did that a lot with The Office.
And to be honest, who gives a shit about Ubisoft?
That's true. I don't really care about Ubisoft's conferences. But like the Konami conference, like the 2010 Konami conference, will stand out as one of my favorite conferences ever. Because it's so weird. Everything is so weird. If you haven't seen that yet, go find it. That's the one with Tak Fuji. Yeah. Talking about 1 million troops. Wow. Oh, God. And then you can move your fat body freely. What was that, Dance Masters guy?
Tak Fuji, man.
Tak Fuji.
He's no longer at Konami. Who is still at Konami?
Who's at Konami anymore?
Anyway,
Konami's not even at Konami anymore.
Who is? Yeah, is Konami at Konami? I don't know.
I'm just excited about the inevitable disappointment that will be Star Fox.
Yeah,
I don't think it's gonna be a disappointment.
I think it'll be fun.
I'm gonna love it, and everybody else is gonna hate it, and I'm gonna buy it, and I'm gonna just sit there crying and playing it.
Well,
it's good, guys.
I don't think it's gonna be bad because looking at like just for me personally.
I'll just be like, it's not Command.
The track record of Wii U games that Nintendo's been putting out, like really high quality, like in terms of the actual games themselves. Yeah. Mario Kart 8 is probably my favorite Mario Kart that I have played. Yeah. Smash Brothers 4 is probably my favorite Smash Brothers that I have played. Like all these things that Mario 3D World is, I'm not going to say it's my favorite Mario.
It's a very good game.
But it's a very good game. And a lot of people shrug it off. Yeah. But because it's not.
But then again, there was that new Kirby game, which apparently sucked.
Well, it was just
Canvas
Curse.
It was just Canvas Curse, but worse, because it took a lot of the stuff out of Canvas Curse.
I don't know, I feel like this is one of those situations...
I mean, I'm just saying, apparently a lot of people didn't like it. That's the general consensus on that game, is all I'm saying. But yeah, I mean, yeah, totally. I think Nintendo's gonna kill it. I mean, they're not. They just need a lot of fucking games. Like the Wii U. Let's be honest, Wii U's a failure. It's GameCube 2.0. It's not.
Are they going to talk about the NX?
No,
No.
they're not.
Wow.
They said they are not talking about the NX.
Are they going to talk about Zelda?
No.
No, they're not talking about.
Well,
Zelda
they might
either.
talk about it. They said it's not gonna be at E3. That's all I know.
I just
I'd
like- I
I'd
just
rather
like
them
that
show
they-
some more love, to their other stuff.
Yeah.
If they announce a Metroid game, I will. Especially if it's Metroid Prime, I will lose it.
Hey man, Retro Studios needs to be suing something other than Donkey Kong Country.
I agree. As much as I love Tropical Freeze, it is a great game.
Yeah, it's pretty
It's
good.
a fantastic game. I think that Retro is much better at Metroid.
Yes.
Just gotta say it.
Retroid would be great on a Star Fox game. Retro would be great on a
It'd be great at a fucking F-Zero game.
F-Zero game.
I think Platinum should make an F-Zero game, personally.
I've looked it up. I thought Retro Studios did a lot more stuff, but apparently they've only done 3 things.
Yeah. They've only done 3 things.
Donkey Kong, Metroid, and then Mario Kart 7.
Yeah.
That's it.
Retro Studios was like, and they haven't been around for that long.
No,
Yeah.
they were formed to make Metroid Prime.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, looking forward to E3. We'll see what happens.
It's gonna be fun, probably.
Yeah.
I think the Bethesda conference will be.
Interesting.
I am
They're-
expected to be. I already expect to be disappointed. But
I will be disappointed if I just don't hear anything about Fallout.
that's why I'm saying I'm expecting to be
The
disappointed.
thing is like, I'm totally not expecting that, and if it happens, I'll be happy. That's the way I look at it. Just don't expect it. Just don't.
Yeah, but
not-
that's the problem. I already do expect
I already
Yeah,
do.
that's the
Yeah,
thing.
Yep.
but I'm
Yeah.
also expecting to be disappointed by them not announcing it.
That's yeah.
It's
so,
like a 50-50 expectation with it.
You'll be fine.
I guess that's. I mean, I'm sitting in the middle, kinda.
Totally.
I'm willing to bet they're gonna say something important, no matter what, even if it's Fallout or not.
Amen.
It
But I
could
mean,
be Elder
yeah.
Scrolls.
Amen.
Skyrim
Doom.
2.
It literally it could be Elder Scrolls given the development time, like the period of between Oblivion and Skyrim, and the period between Skyrim and now. It could be an Elder Scrolls, but it's not likely.
Elder Scrolls and Fallout.
If they do it at the same time,
Yeah.
there's no they can't.
Obsidian's on Fallout 4.
If Obsidian is on Fallout 4, I will just get down and
That
I will
is-
accept
I would-
Jesus Christ back into my life. I would
just shit right now.
Okay, wow, that's a little
With
bit
like
much.
a new
That would be
Right
great.
now,
with like
you go back in time and shit your pants.
If Blake, have you shit your pants yet?
oh god, it's not gonna happen.
Oh no!
So yeah, but if they announce those games and they have like a totally new like engine.
Oh
and
my
that
god,
shit,
if they are off fucking what is it,
Gamebryo?
Gamebryo? They need to be.
I
They
hope so.
really need to
like-
be off Gamebryo.
the best Gamebryo game is Catherine. So like it's
Yeah.
already been perfected. That
I mean, it was
Gamebryo
so
engine-
good that you didn't even know it was a Gamebryo game.
Exactly.
Yeah, but like, is Persona 5 going to be on Gamebryo?
No.
So
They
they're just like taking the things from Catherine and
yeah, the style and,
Yeah.
the things they learned.
But like, if seriously, I gotta say, like, after beating Fallout New Vegas,
yeah,
I'd much rather have Obsidian on Fallout from now on.
totally.
Personally.
Fallout
Personally.
like Obsidian. They're made for Fallout, man. They know what the fuck to do.
I mean, they brought not Chris Avalon. Was Chris Avalon on New Vegas?
Yeah. I'm pretty sure I heard him talking about stuff about New Vegas back in the day.
Yeah, I
Maybe
think
he
Chris
was.
Avalon was on New Vegas. Don't quote me on that, but and like he
Yeah.
and after playing Pillars of Eternity, and you
Yeah.
know, like he's really good with those kinds of games with RPGs.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, it's I hope something big out of there. Either way,
yeah.
New Doom is gonna
New Doom,
be a
New
good
Doom.
game.
new Shotgun
Shotgun
Monster,
Monster.
Shotgun Monster.
And it looks like from the teaser trailers or whatever they put out, there's gonna be more like the old Dooms than Doom 3. Which
That's what they
It's
said.
got shotgun.
I never.
It's got Monster.
I never had a problem with Doom 3. I thought it was okay.
I loved fucking Prey.
Prey was good. Yeah.
Prey was
If they
Fantastic.
they're never going to announce Prey 2 though.
Prey 2 was canceled.
It was.
Yeah,
That's
it was.
fucking bullshit.
It's
But
just
it
not
probably
gonna-
wouldn't have lived up
Listen,
to the first
guys, it's just a big teaser for Rage 2.
game. Oh boy.
Rage 2.
I wouldn't mind that.
Never played
Rage.
Rage.
Mega textures.
Certainly did not live up to its.
It didn't live up, but it wasn't a bad game. Either.
No, it was okay.
John Goodman was in it.
Yeah.
So-
John Goodman's very good.
Also enough. Oh, by the way, Avalon did work Fallout New Vegas,
Okay.
and he also did most of the main stuff for Old World Blues and Dead Money.
And those are my favorite expansion or my favorite DLCs, especially Old World Blues.
Mhm.
Old World Blues is probably the most fun DLC I've ever played in a game.
It was.
I need to reinstall Fallout 3 and then install a bunch of mods and then
And just
quit.
Yeah.
and it
Oh,
was
yeah.
just because of the writing. Like
I
the writing alone in Old World Blues made it one of my favorite DLCs of all.
Yeah, Old World Blues.
God, thinking back, I played Fallout 3 with mods longer than I actually played the vanilla game. It's like when you go back and think like,
Yeah. There was a period of time where you were playing Fallout 3 every day, all day.
and that's because I installed mods and it added on an additional 100, 200 hours of game time.
Yeah. There's certain games that with certain mods, you know what I mean, they make them pretty special. There's something special about them.
And I mean, that's not, that's Tale of Two Wastelands notwithstanding.
I wish I could get that to work. I wish I could get Tale of Two Wastelands to work.
What is that? Just 3
It
and New
makes
Vegas?
Yep.
where it's New Vegas. It's all of New Vegas' mechanics and everything, but you start off in Fallout 3, and then there's like a little quest thing that puts you into New Vegas.
Yep.
Where you play as Courier 6 still, being your character from Fallout 3.
That sounds cool.
I loved Fallout Wonders Edition. It was just like sort of like a overlaying like mechanics and like new weapons and content and
That
stuff.
was an overhaul mod.
Yeah, I loved
Yeah, it was an overhaul.
all the tweaks that it gave,
Yeah, it was, and it gave you like
Yeah.
Wait, rewind that.
it gave you a ammo weight and some
Ooh.
like healing limbs with you can't just stim pack limbs now.
Right. Yeah.
It made it a little more challenging.
Well, that's like
So it was like hardcore mode in New Vegas.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
New
it
Vegas
added
hardcore
some
mode.
hunger and stuff.
Thirsty.
Okay, this is one thing I want to know about the thirst thing in hardcore mode in New
Right.
Vegas. Does your canteen, like...
You just drink out of it occasionally.
Yeah.
I got it from GameStop, and it just eliminates the thirst.
Yeah.
I have that. Like, do you drop it to...
Yeah, it's an item you can drop.
Oh!
It just gives you a little update. You drink out of your canteen. Enjoy missing a part of the gameplay.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's like you
Oh,
take
you
a swig from your trusty Vault 13 canteen.
Yeah, okay.
What, does it have unlimited water, or do you have to refill it?
You don't refill it. It's just a canteen with unlimited water.
That's stupid.
Well, I see, like, now... Okay, I kind of want to do hardcore mode, but drop it.
Hardcore mode's good. I enjoyed it.
That's the first. That's how I usually just started out playing hardcore mode.
Hardcore mode.
I love hardcore modes that aren't just like the ultimate difficulty. I like they're just like a game modifier that makes it
Yeah.
different.
That was, like, one of my big problems with 1999 mode and Bioshock Infinite, because they, like, touted it as, oh, it's going to be so different and blah, blah, blah. All it was bullet spongy enemies and you die faster.
Well, I think that about wraps up the podcast. We're going to do our last segment here where I read an email from a fan. This one's from YouTube. A bit of a weird name. New activity on your video, Super Mario 3D World Part 19. The swoosing was for naught.
Whoa, okay, what? Who's going back and watching Mario 3D World?
Rafael Garcia says, what about World Star?
World Star!
World
But seriously, what about World Star?
What about World Star? What about World Star?
I don't
What
know.
about-
And that's it. Bye.
Bye.
World Star.
Oh yeah, we're on iTunes and we're on SoundCloud.
If you want to subscribe to us on iTunes,
Get us on Napster. Get us on
Napster.
Get us on
We're gonna be a
BitTorrent,
real player.
Wire.
Go to your local Little
Google
Caesars and
Play.
ask for
Ask for
For
the Darkroom discount.
ask for the Darkroom discount.
Darkroom deep dish discount.
And remember, if you mention Darkroom at checkout, you're entitled to a free Darkroom T-shirt and cassette tape.
And extra bacon.
Yeah, we're gonna be going on tour. By the way, we're gonna be hitting all the major cities.
You can get us on cassette tape too.
the Darkroom bus tour. We're gonna be coming to your schools, your town.
your school.
Yeah, we're gonna be playing in your gym,
Yeah.
man.
We're gonna throw
We're just gonna like
into that
open a
crowd.
gym and like put on a game on a small CRT and just sit there and play it.
Uh-huh.
You can come behind us. And
Don't forget to sign up for our sweepstakes, kids, and we'll be playing at your school.
Yeah.
And
SpongeBob's coming to your town.
make sure to take part in our fundraisers.
Yeah. You know, buy
Get
some
your
cupcakes.
parents- Get your parents to sell shit at their
box
work.
tops for Darkroom.
Yeah, cut out your box tops. Send them to 911.
Just to end it on that.